Good evening, everybody, and welcome to our next live Q&A event over here on our YouTube channel and our Facebook. So today we're going to be talking about everything you need to know about life as a student in Nottingham, whether it's the best places to go on a night out, whether it's the best places to enjoy the greenery, or whether it's just somewhere to get some really good student-friendly prices. We're here today to give you all the information you might need. If you have any questions throughout the live and we haven't got around to them yet, just pop them in the comments and we'll be able to answer them with our fantastic panel today. So without further ado, when I mention the panel, so I'll go around and introduce everyone. So Kyron, you're next to me on my screen. If you want to introduce yourself first, that would be great.
Hello, my name's Kyron and I'm a final year fashion management student here at NTU.
Brill. Connor, do you want to give yourself an introduction?
Yes, hi everyone, I'm Connor Norton, so I'm president of Nottingham Trent Student Union for the past 2 years, and I was also a student over on Clifton campus for 4 years studying sports science.
Brill. And Amy, do you want to give yourself an introduction?
Hi, I'm Amy and I'm a final year graphics student.
Fab, thank you. So my name's Katie, so I work in the communications team here at NTU, and I'm also an alumni. I graduated in 2019 from the School of Art and Design on fashion management. So we've all got plenty of info to give you about student things to do in Nottingham, and yeah, just life in as general in Nottingham. So without further ado, we'll jump on to the first question. Fab. So where is your favourite place to go in Nottingham? So, I mean, there's so many possible answers to this one because everybody has so many different things that they like to do in their spare time. So, Amy, if you wouldn't mind if I went to you first, where is your favourite place to go in Nottingham?
I mean, it's quite bland, but I love going to Park Estate if you're just going for a walk, because I went there a lot last year during lockdown because obviously there wasn't very much to do. But it's just really beautiful if you need to get out of the city and just kind of, you know, if everything's a little bit too much, go to Park Estate, have a wander around. And it's just so peaceful and it's so calm and weirdly feels like home as well. So if you ever get homesick, go there.
Especially when you're in like a busy time of year as well and you just want to kind of like have a change of scenery and walk around somewhere different. It's a really nice place to just outside of campus, but like you say, just can feel like away from home. So
yeah, massively.
Yeah, definitely. Connor, do you want to give a go at answering that one?
Yeah, I think for me, probably like the Lace Market. I mean, it's just a lot of the places I'm sure we'll touch on today in terms of like places to eat, art, culture, kind of bars. It's got all of it in kind of like a really close radius. So wherever you want to go, food, drink, shopping, kind of secondhand clothing shop, it's all there. It's really student friendly in terms of the prices and the offers. It's easy to get to. Everyone knows where it is, kind of between the tram and the bus links, or if you live in the city, you can just walk there. And I think, yeah, a lot of the places I love to go for food and drink are all in that one spot. So you can go there and make a weekend of it, kind of without moving more than kind of 10 minutes either direction.
Yeah, definitely. There's so many places to go. And like you say, it's like a little town or city on its own. It just feels like a completely different place. But yeah, it's like 2 seconds away from the in the city centre. So yeah, such a nice place to go. Kyron, do you want to give your answer for that one?
Mine will probably be Willerton Hall. I think obviously because it's a really nice outdoor space and they've got deers there. They've got a little museum there. They've also got like a nice little cafe. So if you like just wanting to get away from the city life and just kind of relax, I think it's a really great place to have like a walk and things. And yeah, no, I just love it there, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. I think if I'm right in saying that is where one of the Batman films were filmed. So
yeah,
any Batman fans, it's definitely a place to go. Mine is 100% like the Hockley area, like what Connor said. Like you say, it's just got so many like independent places to have a walk around. I love like secondhand shopping and vintage shopping, so it's such a nice place to go. And yeah, it's just like everything's on your doorstep there. So that's definitely my favourite place to go in Nottingham as well. So we'll move on to the next question. Thanks for your answers there, guys. So what live music venues are there in Nottingham? So yeah, I mean, there's so many different ones, isn't there? If anyone wants to jump in about their favourite place or maybe some band they've seen there or something like that, that would be great. Kyron, do you want to go first for that one?
Yeah, I'd probably say Motorpoint Arena. I actually haven't booked anything there, but I am actually going to see N-Dubs, living my teenage dream in November at Motorpoint Arena. So I'm quite excited for that. But I've never been there before, but I've heard it's a really good venue. And I know they've had like Mariah Carey and stuff before. So yeah, it's a really good place. And I'm really excited to see N-Dubs, to be honest.
Yeah. I am so jealous. Like, that is What a great guys. If you didn't need another reason to come to the next year in September, End-Ups are going to be here. Like, that's all you need to
Exactly.
know.
November, get your ticket now. November, it's going to be a night to remember.
So good. Connor, do you want to answer the next one?
Yeah, I think on the end up scene, I think mine's probably the level. So we're in the student union. So obviously we have the club nights there. We have live music. So we had Daffy a couple of months ago now. So we had Daffy. We've had kind of like a drum and bass orchestra, Detonate, do all day festivals there. And then probably the best gig I've been to, we had Bastille in March. They came and did kind of like an intimate show because they normally do big arena tours, kind of like 1,800 people, really intimate live music. It's a really good venue. I think kind of you get those artists that are quite up and coming. They're not kind of really on the big time yet. But you can say you've seen them before they were cool and you've kind of got that street cred as well, which is always nice to have with all your mates.
100%, definitely. Amy, do you want to give your answer for that one?
Yeah, I was going to say the SU as well. I was walking around there the other day. I think it was in the Newton building, and they were setting up for a live music event. And I don't know if it was part of the uni, but it just looked really interesting. And then I know that Rock City Rescue Rooms, they do a lot of live events as well. And then it's not live music, but last summer, and I'm hoping that they're going to do it this summer as well, but in Hockley there's the Jam Caf, and they do like jazz nights, but it feels so sophisticated, and it's just really lovely. And they own the cafe or the restaurant over the road, so you go get your food, and then you can go and just have a really lovely evening there as well.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, and it's just something different, isn't it? Like, you don't always come across things like that as a student, so it's really nice to know about stuff like that's going on in Nottingham. My definitely favourite was Rock City when I was at university. I went to see loads of people there, from R&B to grime to DJs and everything like that. They have such a wide variety of music, and it's everyone that I speak to around the UK seems to know what Rock City is, and or has been to it or has seen it, has known a bit about it. So it's definitely like a really amazing part of a university experience. They were actually selling off the dance floor a few years ago, and I bought a piece of Rock City dance. I mean, I don't have it with me, but yeah, I have a piece of Rock City dance floor. So it's a huge part of your university life, whether it's for a club night or to go and see music or anything like that. If you are really big into like your house music or drum bass or things like that, there is a place called Stealth who do nights on a Tuesday, and they have amazing DJs there every weekend. And it's such a great intimate venue if you're into that sort of music. I spent way too many weekends there at university, but it's somewhere that I really miss now. So yeah, Stealth and Rock City and Rescue Rooms as well is also a part of that, which is a great hub for all things music in Nottingham, whatever your type of genre is your favourite. So great. Love that answer, guys. It makes me want to go to Rock City now. So so I've got next question on the screen. Brill. So what are your favourite sporting venues in Nottingham? So whether it's to play sport, to watch sport, or anything like that, anything that you've had an interaction with while you've been at uni. Connor, if I can go to you first for that one, that'd be great.
Yeah, definitely. I think in Nottingham, you're absolutely spoiled for choice. I mean, just in West Bridgford itself, which is in between the City and Clifton campus, there's obviously the cricket ground, which has T20, the 100, England Internationals. So kind of T20, they do student tickets, kind of like £10, £15. You go and watch cricket in the evening, you can have a drink with your mates, get some food. There's Nottingham Forest as well, so obviously playing in the playoffs tonight, they could be a Premier League team for students who will maybe here next year, which is massive in itself. Kind of the Forest ground, pretty one of the most iconic stadiums in terms of being on the banks of the River Trent. And you've also got Lady Bay as well, so if you're into your rugby, you can go and watch either the university team play, things like varsity, or Nottingham Rugby Club as well, who play in the Championship of Rugby. They do really good student deals, so they often do kind of like students go for £1 night, free tickets for students, loads of different things like that. And then there's Notts County just over the river, so they're the main ones for me. But there's so many others as well. But just in that kind of square mile, there's a really good photo, and you can see all three stadiums within kind of less than a mile of each other, which is amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy how they're so close to each other, and it's like I say, so close to the city as well. If you wanted to go and watch anything, I would say my favourite one is definitely the Motor Point. So they have an ice hockey rink there, which we actually perform in terms of varsity. So we've just been there recently, and that is such an amazing venue. And they also have ice hockey games on throughout the year. So yeah, there's something for everyone in there. But yeah, definitely I would say that one for me, because I love varsity and going to support the teams, but also you can watch it on the side as well, which is great. Karen or Amy, do you want to jump next with any others? Have you got any other ones you want to mention?
I can't lie, I don't actually watch that much sport, so I will leave that one to Connor. Connor's given some really good ones there. Yeah. I think he's covered it all.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same.
Great answer from Connor there. Thank you very much. We all enjoyed your fantastic answer. But like as Connor said, there's so much variety of sport and venues in Nottingham. So whatever your favourite is, there's plenty to choose from. So fab, we'll move on to the next question. So this is coming from a potential student. So I love going to art galleries. Are there any in Nottingham? So as we have got 2 current art and design students and 1 alumni, we will have a breadth of answers to be able to give you for this one. So Amy, can I go to you first for that one? Is that all right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, the obvious one is Nottingham Contemporary. They always have some kind of exhibition there. And then they'll just have sort of the standard galleries as well. And then they often do, they offer workshops as well. There's a really good bit sort of in the basement bit. They've got a massive workspace and just kind of like a showcase area. And there'll be different festivals, different fairs. I went to the printing one a few weeks ago because there's a really great place called Dizzy Ink, who's in a building, I think it's called the Carousel. And they do like risograph printing, all kinds of printing. And they'll often go to the Contemporary to kind of show their work. But it's just a really lovely place to go if you need to escape or you need to time out. It's really lovely.
I think especially if you're looking to be an art and design course there, it's really good to help you alongside of your studies if you need to go and get some primary research or anything like that. Like, across all courses, really, it's really great to be able to get the culture insight from Nottingham Contemporary. And like you say, they have different exhibitions on all the time, which is great. Kyron, do you have another one for that one you want to answer?
I'd probably say Bonington Gallery. So it's like the free exhibition space inside the uni. So most courses are situated in Bonington building anyway. So it's free gallery inside of there. And they always have like really great shows with local artists. Last year they had Andrew Logan, The Joy of Sculpture, which was really amazing. It was really wacky and had really bright like flowers and like cornfields in the studio, in the galleries, sorry. So that was really amazing. And they've actually got one on at the moment, I think, with a local artist group called We Are Reactor. So there's always just really amazing there's a really amazing program throughout the year there. And obviously it's always free. So it's just a really great opportunity to get inspiration, obviously, within the school. It's amazing.
Yeah, there's also a really nice cafe in Bonington. So if you're studying in the library or something like that, and you just want to have a go and get a drink and have a walk around and take a break, whatever course you're studying, it's a really great thing to have straight on campus and be able to get involved in. So that's a fantastic one. Connor, do you have anything else you want to shed light on that one?
Yeah, I've only been to it once or twice, but I think it's Lakeside Art Centre, so it's on a campus of another university. I won't name the name of the university, but in Lenton. And I found that's quite a nice area. It's kind of just at the foot of the lake as well. They've got there, so there's like the boating lake. But actually, the art gallery itself kind of regularly has quite good exhibitions from various kind of artists. And obviously, I think it showcases some student art as well, which is really nice to see. Yeah,
definitely. We have the degree show for the art and design students and the architecture and built environment students coming up at the end of the month. So if you are studying those courses, keep an eye on our socials to see how you can look at some of the work. And they're scattered all around Nottingham this year. So it's a really great immersive experience. And I think there's one at the Surface Gallery, which is also in Nottingham. So there's, like I said, there's so many different ones to take a look at. If there's loads of information it'll be on the Visit Nots website if you want to take a look on there. But there's some great examples from our panel today. So fab, thanks guys. So we'll move on to the next question, please. So where are your favourite places to go out to eat? Now, what a question. I mean, in Nottingham, you could have any single type of food that you wanted off the bat. There's so many different ones. And like you say, it's just about whatever you fancy, whatever your favourite thing is. So does anybody want to jump in first about where their favourite place to eat was or is when they're at uni? Amy, sorry, Karen. Sorry, I said someone jump in and then I went to Karen.
Well, there's 2 places. If I was going out for a meal with my friends, it'd probably be Annie's Burger Shack because they do the most amazing burgers. And I think they cater to everyone. They have, do you know what I mean, have so many burgers. They have vegan, they have vegetarian options. They have so much meat options. And so that's really amazing. But when like my parents come up and I'm getting, do you know what I mean, a nice treated meal, I'd probably say Bar Iberico, which is like a really nice tapas bar. They do really amazing wine. And that's actually up in Lace Market, Hockley area as well. So it's just a really nice place to go if you're looking to treat yourself. If not, Annie's Burger Shack is the place.
Yeah, definitely. You've always got them ones in mind when you pair it. This is really nice. Yeah, 100%. Connor, I'll go to you next, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I think Barra Barraca is really good. There's also Beresca, that's another tapas place in the Lace Market that's really good, and that's just opposite Coco Tang, that do really good, like, kind of Vietnamese, Oriental food. And they also do unbelievable cocktails, so that's really good. Oscar and Rosie's do really, really good pizza as well in the Lace Market. And I think in West Bridgeford, one of my favourite Italians was Astoria. So it's like a family-run independent place in the heart of West Bridgeford, where a lot of students kind of end up living in their second or third year. So they're all really good. Or if you want something that's a bit more kind of street food and kind of student-friendly, there's Nottingham Street Food Club. So they have kind of an indoor food market in the Victoria Centre, the main shopping centre. Or they also have like an outdoor summer market in Snenton. So kind of, again, just off the Lace Market, they have DJs there and kind of some performers and some art, and then various different kind of local food outlets that you can go to. And obviously it's a bit more kind of bite-sized. You can try loads of different things and get a feel for what you like.
I'll try it like that way. Yeah, definitely. Oh, love them places. Amy, where is your favourite place to eat in Nottingham?
I mean, there's the obvious spoons, but
Oh, you stole my answer!
if we're going for student friendly, anyone who's doing graphic design, brace yourselves, because there's one right next to Waverley Building, so it's not a great time. But I mean, if we're going for more, nicer places, I can't think what it's called, but there's one in Hockley. It's a really lovely Italian place. It's really small opposite the cinema, and it's just really like intimate. That's a really nice.
Mama loves. Is it Mama loves?
That's another
Sex
one.
Mama Loves Spaghetti. Yeah,
is that
one?
That's spaghetti is.
Or Dolce, might be Dolce as well. That's quite good.
Right, Dolce. Yeah, that one's really lovely, and the waiters in there are so nice as well. They're really funny, so you'll have a great time.
Yeah, there's so many. There's so many different places. There's every chain you can think of is in Nottingham. You've got your classic, your Nando's, your TGI's, and things like that, and then you've got so many nice independent places as well. If you want to try something different, and like you say, just have something a bit different to what you normally have in your chains. I would definitely say one of my favourite places to eat as a student in Nottingham was Bunk, which is basically like a chicken wing and chicken strips and chicken, and it was just such a good vibe. And they have like 3 in Nottingham, I think, or 2 or 3, and that was one of my favourite places to go because it was very student friendly, let's put it that way. You can't go wrong with spoons as a student. I think you end up trying one thing off every menu as you work your way time. It's a fantastic place, and I would have to say my favourite, if I was going out to Nottingham and I was like, ooh, where should I go? There's this amazing toasty place called Tia, and it's near what's it here?
The Bodega, it's just opposite.
Where, sorry? Bodega opposite.
Just opposite the Bodega. Bodega, and there's,
Oh, and they just do like this hoisin duck toasty, and it is just unreal. Like, there's so many things in Nottingham that you will try that you've never thought of would be a thing before, but it's delicious. Like, Tia is, if I'm in Nottingham, I'm like, I want to go to Tia right now.
I think that's my favourite thing, is the fact that it's hard to find a chain restaurant in Nottingham. Like, the only ones I can think of are probably Zizi's and Las Iguanas. And that's
you've got your ones. There tends to be there's a street where they're all on, which is like on a house where you've got your TGI's, your Nando's, your Reds, and I don't think there's a pardon, sorry.
Wagamamas.
Yeah,
I've got this Waggers there. And there's Turkey Bay as well around the corner. There's all, and then there's you step out and go into the Hockley that is all independent, or smaller chains, should we say? Because most of them have a few around Nottingham. But yeah, so many different. It's making me hungry now. Let's go on. Can't talk about food anymore. So let's go on to the next question. Laugh if this is another food question. Amazing. So I love secondhand shopping. What kind of shops are there in Nottingham? So, fun fact that Nottingham is classed as the number 1 place for charity shopping in the UK. It was from an external company that basically reviewed all the places and said Nottingham was number 1. So I don't even know if we need to answer the rest of the question, because that's all we'll go around the circle and see if there's any key ones that stand out or any favourite things that they like to do in terms of secondhand shopping. So Amy, if I go to you first, because I know you recently were speaking about it in one of your videos about going to vintage shopping and charity shopping in Nottingham. So I'll go to you first.
Yeah, so there's White Rose shops everywhere in Nottingham. It's just really good. So that's sort of the primary second-hand shop. And they've also just got they've got a big, what's it called?
Like an outlet. The outlet.
That's it. Yeah, the outlet place that's on the corner. If you go into Market Square, you'll see it. And it's just a really great place to go, because it's because it's mainly student clothes going in. Like you'll always find something. I always tell myself, I go in, I'm like, I'm not going to buy anything today. You always come out with something. Like you can't not.
But it donates like 15%, also the donates a certain amount to direct to charity. So I always think like it doesn't feel that bad or that guilty for yourself if you're buying clothes from there, because at the end of the day, it's all going back into charity. And sustainable shopping will always be a treat. It's always nice. But yeah, White Rose is such a good one. Like I say, I think they have 7 or 8 in the Nottingham area, just looking outside of it as well. So there's such a great chain to get some really fashionable secondhand pieces. So good. Connor, do you have any experience with secondhand shopping in Nottingham?
Yes, I think what's really good at the Student Union, we have a lot of like kilo sales and kind of vintage clothing fairs. So we pretty much got one like every fortnight where kind of some of them will be themed. So some of them around like football tops, some of them around kind of clothes. We had Pretty Little Thing, I think it was the other day, doing like a sale of kind of sample sale here recently, the literature around the block. So there's always different things going on, and no matter what your taste is, if you kind of want dresses or kind of sportswear and that kind of vintage 1980s kind of American kind of sportswear, there's always different sales going on. And obviously kind of the good thing is you can come in on the big rails, it's quite a good venue for it. It's literally right next to your lectures, so you can pop out from the library for half an hour, have a look, pick up a bargain, and then go straight back into kind of studying or lectures, whatever you may have.
Definitely. I love them. Even now I work at NTU, if I see one walking past, I'm like, it's weird. Need to see. There's always a little like diamond in there that you end up taking that you didn't need. But as I say, secondhand shopping is always great. Kyron, do you want to give your answer for that one?
I'd probably say West Bridgeford's probably the best so far where I've been secondhand shopping, because I think a lot of the stuff that I've got, like, they have a lot of designer labels, and obviously it's such a fraction of the price. You're giving back to obviously charity and thing. But West Bridgeford, amazing clothes over there.
Gosh, there's always, if you ever go to charity shops, you always want to go somewhere that has like an expensive shop next door, because you're always going to get a little diamond.
Honestly, I've found like Ralph Lauren and everything in there for like peanuts. Honestly, West Bridgeford, get yourself over.
Oh, bye guys.
So funny. There's so many great, like I say, we're the number one for charity shopping in the UK. I think there's like 100 in a 5-mile radius. I think that's what the stat is. And there's also so many amazing vintage shops in Nottingham. So there's one called Cow, which is in quite a few cities. I believe there's some other student cities in the UK. That's absolutely fantastic. I think it's 2, maybe 3 floors. I can't quite remember, but it is huge. And there's just so many different ones similar to that in like the Hockley Lace Market area that are great to just have a guilt-free browse round of shopping, and is really great if you're into that sort of thing. So if you like secondhand shopping, there is plenty of bargain and plenty summer and clothing to find in Nottingham. So thanks for that answer, guys. So we'll move on to the next question. Where are the best places to go for student-friendly prices? So any bargains while you've been at uni, any best places where you think, that's where I'll go when I've only got X amount left for the rest of the month. So Connor, if I go to you for this one first, because I think you'll be able to give a little bit of info about the student union as well.
Yes, I think one of the best things at Nottingham, because there's so many students, most places will offer a student discount. You just need to be brave and kind of sometimes ask and kind of go, actually, do you have a student offer? At the student union, there's loads of different things we do in terms of all of our food, all our drinks is basically at cost. So we do it. So whatever, we don't make a profit on it. We kind of just sell it at cost to students, whether that be kind of nights out or whether it be food as well. There's loads of different things you can get involved with. And then also what I'd really recommend when you first start is coming to the Freshers Fairs. So when you go there, you are literally handed like books and books of discount codes for restaurants, for bars, haircuts, transport, whatever you can think of, taxis. There's everyone you think of, name brands, the independent places we spoke about already this afternoon. They're giving out vouchers, and most of them last for at least a year. So if you just kind of keep them all on file, you can use them, and everywhere you go for food and drink, you actually, I've got this voucher, can I collect this? And you're getting massive discounts. And then as well, just making sure you ask. A lot of places won't necessarily advertise it, especially some of the kind of the more expensive cocktail bars and things, but actually they always have a happy hour because so many students use them.
Yeah, it's like you say, the Freshers Fair is going to be your number one place to pick all that stuff up. I think the main one that comes to the Freshers Fair is the Domino's with the student offers. Yeah. Make sure you pick up that one when you come. That's an absolute steal finder. Amy, if I go to you next for that one.
Yeah, I mean, similar thing really. Everywhere you go, they'll more often than not have some kind of student offer. I suppose if you're talking kind of food shopping as well, there's Aldi, Asda, I mean Tesco. Get yourself a club card and you'll be fine. So that from that perspective, there's loads of places to go as well. Um, I think the cinemas even do student discounts sometimes, especially depending on the film as well. They might even knock off even more. But yeah, that's yeah. A lot of the time, it will be yeah. You just ask for if they do a student deal or student discount or something, and they usually do.
Oh yeah, I think Nottingham is such a student city. You know,
Oh,
there's two huge universities, and then there's loads of colleges as well. It's a place for students, so there's everywhere has got some sort of deal on, whether it's on a certain day of the week or a certain time. So yeah, just keep your eye out for it. So yeah, Karen, I'll go to you next. If there's anywhere that's been your go-to over the past few years.
I think I agree with the guys. I think, yeah, there's loads of places, do you know what I mean, where you can get 2-for-1 drink offers or happy hours. And I think, yeah, I just think, well, to be fair, Wetherspoons will always, like what Amy said, it's next to the Waverley building. It was the hub for my 3 years here. Do you know what I mean? I have that. If there's anywhere we're going to go, it's going to be Spoons most of the time because it's cheap and cheerful. Do you know what I mean? You can get good quality food. You can get a dinner and an alcoholic drink or a soft drink for, do you know what I mean, a decent price. So I'm a big champion for Spoons.
I mean, like I know that they do the days every day now, but the Curry Club on Thursday was my absolute go-to when I was at uni. I think what they used to happen at like 11 o'clock in the morning because Wednesday night was like the going out night. But anyway, that was back then. But it was really, really, really good. I just love them. Like you say, there's loads of stuff like literally just on the doorstep of uni and everywhere around it in the whole city centre. There's a pub that's just right near the uni that does Wing Wednesday, if I'm still right, where it's like 20 or 25p wings. So that's an absolute steal. And like you say, there's just loads of places around that offer these friendly prices. So yeah, that's cool. So we'll move on to the next question. So, where are your favourite places to go for a night out? So, Nottingham has got so many different types of nights out and clubs and things like that. So, there'll probably be something that's different, everyone's favourite. So, Connie, if I go to you first for that one, you can give a really strong opening for the best club in Nottingham, the one that you're here to scream and shout about. So, I'll pass it to you.
Cool. So I am biased, but even before I was in my current role, I used to always love going to the SU and still do. So Saturday nights at the Student Union, called District. So kind of one of the biggest clubs in the city. So you get about kind of 1,800 people in the main room. It's kind of like house, cheese, tech house, and then some disco as well. And then there's the R&B room upstairs in the loft, which is kind of a bit more intimate, kind of a smaller room, but that kind of lends itself well. Kind of everyone's packed in there, but having a really good time, lower ceilings, and works really well. Really good drink deals as well. So you can get like 4 VKs for £10 instead of what VK is you will once you start at NTU. So loads of good kind of discounts on drinks and things like that. And then there's other nights we do as well. So kind of Icon once a month on a Friday, which is like LGBTQ plus night, which is in the loft as well. And then we also have loads of pre-bars, things like Quids in on a Thursday. A bit more of a chilled vibe. You come to your friends, sit down, kind of like sofas and seating. Really cheap drinks as well. And use a photo booth, chill out with the DJ on as well. So no matter what you're into, if you want to kind of a more chilled drink with your friends after kind of a hard day of uni, or you've just had a deadline, or a full-scale club night where there's kind of big-name DJs come along, there's something for everyone. I think you might be on mute, Katie. I can't hear you, at least. There you go.
There was a noise outside, so I was muting myself. Yeah, it's a great place, like you say. It's all students, it's all NTU students there on Saturday nights and all the nights. So yeah, it's a really, really great venue for your time as a student. So Karen, if I go to you next, where is your favourite place for a night out in Nottingham?
Mine would probably be Ocean. So it's like the Wednesday night, and it's like a society night. And you all, depending on your society, or you can just go with your friends. You all dress up in fancy dress outfits. And you see some really wild, crazy outfits. I think one week I went as Scooby-Doo. I've been as a highlighter. I've been as a VK bottle. So yeah, you just dress up with your friends and you get in fancy dress and you go on like a bar crawl around Nottingham Centre. And then again, it's just an NTU night. So it's really quite just fun. Do you know what I mean? Meeting other people from NTU and just, yeah, it's a really great night out. They've got some great music down there. And the owners really like engaging on social media and stuff. So it's really great. Yeah, it's a good night out.
Yeah, 100%. Ocean Wednesdays are famous. You will not leave you about Ocean Wednesday. And even when I was at uni, I would speak to people from different unis and they would have heard about Ocean Wednesday. It's just an absolutely fantastic evening rather than a night out. It's a great way to make friends with your sports and your societies, or just go out with your own friends and get the tickets for the night. It's just a good old fashioned cheese fest, and it's brilliant. That's 100%. That is was definitely my favourite night out. Ocean Wednesdays. I think I missed in the first and second year. I think I missed 2 oceans. Years. I'm an absolute ocean stan. I have a huge fancy dress chest from.
I feel too old to go now. I feel too old. I feel like my time has passed.
Never.
You're never too old. You're never too old to go to ocean. They do like ocean like reunions every so often. So anyone from like any years of graduating can go and have like bring back their NTU day. So yeah, I mean, when I've graduated, it's obviously been COVID, but maybe this year.
Never know.
Never know. Me already got my tickets.
Yeah, already there at the queue.
Already got my outfit. Amy, do you want to give your answer for that one?
Yeah. So club wise, my favourite was always Rock City. I loved a Rock City Thursday. It's blissful. And then on a Friday, I don't know if they do it anymore, which is really sad, but they used to do free entry, and I don't know if they do that anymore. But if I was going to say as well, if clubbing isn't really your thing, then bar crawls, you will be fine. Like sometimes you don't even have to go clubbing, because if you go to sort of around the corner house area, you've got Route 1, Kahuna, Cookie Jake, all those kinds of places, Beer Keller, and then should the night take you to Rock City.
Yeah. Like you say, it doesn't just have to end in a club if you're not bothered about the actual. That's in. There's so many great bars and just pub vibes in Nottingham that plenty of evenings in your weeks about. And like you say, there's something for all music tastes. You've got the nights at the SU and the main venues in Nottingham that we've kind of touched on there. The Trent Students website is a great place to find out about all the nightlife in Nottingham and all the clubs that NTU have special deals on and special nights with. So that's trentstudents.org. And if you find out all the information there, if you're interested in a bit more about the nightclubs in Nottingham and the music scene that way. So fab, we'll move on to the next question. So, moving on. So I don't really like clubbing. What other activities are available in the evening? So Amy just said a great part about there if you're interested in a bit more of a chilled, like sort of social drinks vibes. But if you're not interested in drinking sort of at all, and you just kind of want something to do in the evening, one of the great things in Nottingham is there are so many quizzes, pub quizzes, or whether it's in different venues. So I'll actually pass this over to Connor so he can finish telling you about the quizzes, and then also all the other amazing events that we do actually have at the SU.
Yeah, definitely. So I think obviously every Sunday we do a quiz on all campuses. So Clifton City and Brackenhurst, loads of really good prizes you can win. Kind of you can get together a group of friends, really cheap to enter. It's like £5 for a team. And then also we do bingo nights as well. So we do kind of like drag bingo, which is really good. And we get kind of like drag queens in from RuPaul's Drag Race UK. Loads of different things like that as well. And then obviously we'll do movie nights and kind of small and friendly events if you want to come along and just watch a film with some friends. And then a really good thing as well is all of our societies and the activities they put on. So often they're in the evening. So it might be things like the Makeup Society will put on kind of makeup workshops. It could be hula hooping. If you're into kind of board games or things like that, you can join them. And then there's loads of other things as well. So if you want to go into the city and explore something, whether it be kind of mini golf, arcades, things like that, there'll be student groups that put on events where you can go with them, either people you already know or make some new friends. So whether it's something in the SU itself on campus or actually going into the city, there's loads of different events and activities we put on. And as I mentioned, if you go to trentstudents.org and then literally on the website, there's the events. Kind of there's small and friendly events, there's non-drinking events, and then obviously the drinking events as well. And of course, you can go to a lot of the drinking events. You don't have to drink. A lot of students will do that and still have a really good time. And as Amy mentioned as well, bar crawls as well. You can go on those and just kind of have non-alcoholic cocktails and things like that too.
Yeah, definitely. There's loads of things to do at the student union and across the city. So if I head to Kyron, if you've got an answer for that one, if you've got anything else you want to mention.
Yeah, so I only discovered this a couple of weeks ago, actually, but there's a place called Skateland, I believe. And on Thursday night, they're doing adults only skating. So it's 18 plus, but it's like everyone was really friendly when we went. And it was, I think it's £5 to hire skates and go around. So it was a really great, do you know what I mean? You weren't really around, obviously, families and little children, so you could kind of go at your own pace. If you're not too confident, they had instructors there that would help you out. And everyone was really just really friendly. And we made some like really cool friends. Older people from the Nottingham area, but everyone was just really lovely and yeah, really engaged. It was really fun.
Oh, amazing. I've never heard of that. So you say Skateland,
Yeah.
somewhere like that?
Yeah, it's called Skateland, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
You can get the exercise in as well.
Exactly.
Come on. Fab, I'll pass it down to you. I say down because you're down, but I'll pass it down to you to give your answer for that question.
I mean, yeah, apart from the bar crawls, there's also the mini golf places. There's, I think there's bowling, there's cinemas, there's everything really in Nottingham. I'm trying to think what else. There's a lot of hidden places that you kind of come across accidentally, like Skateland. You kind of just, there's a lot of that. You'll stumble across it and think, oh, we'll have to go there again, or like word of mouth, telling everyone about it. So yeah, there's always something to do instead.
Yeah, definitely. Just like you say, there's so many places to explore. I think definitely one of my favourite places when I was at uni was the bowling alley, which is near the motor point, and also the cinema. So there's a cinema in Hockley Lace Market, and then there's also I think it's Cineworld, I could be wrong, but in the corner house. So there's a few different ones to choose on if going to see films is right up your street. So yeah, so much to do in Nottingham in the evenings if clubbing and drinking isn't your thing. So yeah, there's plenty to do. So I'll move on to the next question. So I love nature and being outside. What is there for me in Nottingham? So anyone have any favourite places that they like to spend time outside, get away from it all, get away from the hustle and bustle of the city? Obviously, Karen, you mentioned about Woollerton Park earlier. Is there anywhere else that you like to go to feel at one with the nature?
It's a little bit of a bus ride from the city centre, but you can get a bus right outside into Vic Centre, and it's called Newstead Abbey. And all you pay for is once you get the bus, and I don't think the bus is too expensive, but you just pay to walk in there. So I think it's about £1, and they've got some beautiful gardens in there. Each garden's like a different theme. So they've got like a Japanese garden, they've got like a European garden, and there's so many beautiful flowers in the summer. They've got like a little lake, so it's a great place to like sit down and have a picnic. They've also got like a little museum on site that shows you all the history of Nottingham lace. Obviously, Nottingham's so known for its beautiful lace from back in the day. So yeah, it was a really nice day, and it's a really great place to just kind of get away from the city, see a new part of Nottingham, and yeah, just explore. It's amazing.
Oh, that sounds really nice. I don't think I've ever been there either.
Have you not? Yeah.
No, I've not.
No. Well, you've got a little bit of time left, Amy, to get yourself there. The next few weeks before you graduate. There's I mean, there's like you said, there's so many places that even when you're a student here, you're not 100% sure about. But then when you hear about different people, like you said, Amy, you speak and you hear different places where people have been, and you just pick it all up, and it's a great way to find out about stuff in Nottingham. So, Connor, where is your favourite place to spend some time outside?
Probably to the River Trent, I must say. Kind of living in West Bridgeford for a few years as a student, the River Trent's really nice. Kind of you can have kind of picnics along the river. You can walk along it all the way up to kind of the nature reserve. So kind of you can walk, if you want to do kind of a 10-minute lap of the River Trent, you can with the bridge, or you can be an hour there walking. It's a really nice place to kind of go. There's some nice parks just running alongside the river as well. Really good place to meet some friends. Kind of if you want to just clear your head and go for a run as well. It's kind of well lit, especially kind of in the early evenings. So you can have a clearly defined running route, or you can cycle. Or if you want to kind of hire one of the e-scooters as well, you can kind of go along there and explore. So really enjoy kind of the River Trent, and it's easy to get to. If you live in Bridgeford, you can walk from the city, or it's on the bus and the tram stops as well. So really easy to get to, kind of 5 or 10 minutes from kind of either city or Clifton campus.
Fab, thank you. Like you say, loads of places if you like taking exercise outside, taking a run, taking in that fresh air, and just spending a bit of time outside the city. Amy, do you want to have a go answering that one?
Yeah, so there's the windmill that's really lovely to walk up to as well. And when I went, I was lucky enough to then go up the windmill. And it's just really funny because you can see all of Nottingham and you're just in your little windmill. So it's nice just to kind of get away from everything.
Yeah.
But there's a really lovely walk. And then if you carry on, best part, there's the city farm as well. And it's just such a lovely little place to go. And you just, you become a child again, I can't lie. You can just walk around, and it's just really, it's so unexpected as well. You kind of come across it, it's like, oh. So that's really lovely. And then, I mean, if you just want to kind of bask in the sun, especially now that we're going into summer, Forest Rec is always a nice place to go. That's perfect for running as well, because it's literally just a lap. So you can do that. And yeah, that's going to have all the fireworks as well. Hopefully they'll do that soon. But yeah, Forest Rec's a really nice place to go as well.
Definitely. There's loads of places that are literally just outside the city centre when you just want to have a bit of downtime and a bit of enjoying the outside. I mean, obviously you've got the Arboretum right on your doorstep, which is just next to our Waverley building. That's in between, so it goes Waverley, Spoons, Arboretum. So if you ever want to go for a walk, but then you suddenly just fall in. So yeah,
the left or right of
which I'm not going to do. Yeah, the Arboretum is such a nice place, and it's so nice in the summer as well, because all the students are there enjoying the nice weather. And yeah, like you say, it's just a nice place that's just offside campus. You just want to go there on your lunch break or anything like that. So brilliant. So thank you very much.
Interesting fact about the Arbs. Apparently, the Arboretum was the inspiration for J.M. Barrie's Neverland in Peter Pan.
Really?
Yeah, there's a rumour
that's so lovely.
That's so nice. And it's also where the Afterlife benches has been installed.
Yes, of course,
from the Netflix film. So yeah, it's such a nice place. And I say, oh, that's the Neverland. I'm going to tell them. Yeah, me too. Such a cool thing. So great. So they're all the questions that we had submitted before. So we have had some questions in the comments. Thank you very much, guys, for popping them in. If we don't get around to answering your questions today, we do have a chat service, which is ntu.ac.uk/chat, and you can ask all the questions there that we don't get around to this afternoon. So we'll pop the first one on the screen that's been asked by our lovely audience. Fab. So, hello. Thank you very much for your question. So, hi guys. Are there enough part-time opportunities in Nottingham? So, I'm guessing the part-time is jobs. If it's not, I apologise. Pop it in the comments. But with the part-time jobs, there is so many amazing jobs that you can do in Nottingham. I'll tell a little bit about mine, and then we'll go around and see if anybody else has a story to mention. So I worked part-time in a retailer while I was at university, and as I studied a fashion course, I worked in a fashion retailer, and that really helped me along with my studies. It helped me get a placement, so it was a really great opportunity and something I'd definitely recommend, especially if you're looking to do something like a placement or just to get a bit more work experience in line with your course. So yeah, that's what I did while I was at university. I think I might have worked between 10 and 20 hours on some weeks, depending a bit more when it got to final year. But most places are very flexible because they know that they're going to get quite a lot of students come in September. So yeah, if you are interested in working in somewhere like a retailer, just keep an eye out in September time and hand your CV in some places. And yeah, just go to any ones that you might be interested in. So Amy, if I go to you next, is that all right? And if you've got any answers for that one?
Yeah, so I mean, on sort of adding on from retail, there's obviously cafes and restaurants. They're always looking for people. And one of my friends works at the castle as well, because they've got sort of the visitor centre, the cafe there. And side note, that's another really nice place to walk around, and they have art exhibitions as well. So there you go. But yeah, it's really lovely there to work too. And then obviously there's the content creators who are within the university. So the university employ people as well. And that's what I do, so making social media content, so YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. And it's really flexible work as well. So, and it's great just to do it alongside the studies. So there's plenty of opportunities.
Yeah, 100%. Like I said, it's just great to be able to fit it around life alongside your study, as well as, you know, what people have part-time jobs for, which is to earn money. The main thing. So, Connor, have you got an answer to that one? I don't know if you, obviously, you're now working full-time for the uni.
Yes, when I was a student, I worked as a student mentor, so I kind of got paid to kind of support first-year students. I also worked for the student union as an entertainment assistant to help them put on events and work doing things like that. There's loads of different opportunities, and then kind of with the student union as a whole, no matter what you're interested in, loads to get involved. You can work as a welcome assistant on a kind of front desk, work in our shops, work in our food outlets, behind the bar. And what's really good, I think, about kind of Nottingham is there's so many students here that they're really flexible. So whether it be working with the student union or the university, there's loads of jobs there. They're really flexible if you need to kind of adjust your hours based on the time of year it is and your deadlines. They pay you really well, which is brilliant. And then there's a lot of perks. So kind of work at the SU, for example, you'll get free entry to all of our events and kind of free tickets for your friends. So there's lots of different bonuses you can get for kind of working either with NT or NTSU. And then there's loads of jobs in the city that are really good as well. So all these bars and restaurants we spoke about and kind of retail places, they're always looking for students, and they always kind of make sure to treat them really well too.
Yeah, definitely. There's so many opportunities working for the university, which is a great way to fit it. Not even just alongside your studies, but literally in between your lectures. So easy, so great. Kyron, do you want to give a little answer for that one?
Yeah, along the lines of the university thing again, I've been lucky enough to have 3 long-time roles within the university while I've been a student here. So you can sign up to Uni Temps, which is a service that sits within the university, and they have so many different roles, whether it's from catering to marketing, whether it's helping out on open days, which are really great because obviously you get to highlight your course, and it's really well paid. And like what Connor said, it's that everyone's really flexible within the university because they understand the commitments you have. I've been doing it for my final year, and I've been working part-time every week, but my managers and my lecturers are kind of, everyone's being really flexible with me and stuff about when I need to get things done. So yeah, it's been a great opportunity.
Yeah, it's been great to have you, Kyron.
Are we sad to go?
Yeah, no, definitely. Like you say, there's just a wide variety of whether it's something you want to do outside the uni to help alongside with your studies, bars, everything like that. And pretty much every business in Nottingham is well equipped to hire students. As I've mentioned, Nottingham is a heavily student city. So yeah, anything that you kind of look for, definitely just have a look when you get to university, whether it's after you're here, after you've been here a few months, or if you are working for a company currently and you want to kind of do a transfer or something like that. There's so many different options to start work, whether at the start or further down the line. It's completely flexible for whatever suits your work. So yeah, so we'll move on to the next question. Brilliant. So do the trams run all day or do they stop in the evenings? So with the trams, they do run all day, and they run from early in the morning until late evening. I don't know the exact time, but there are will be on more information on Net Trams. So they have a great Twitter if you want to follow them. And they also have plenty of information on their website. The trams are such a fantastic thing to get from the train station into the city centre. And yeah, I think I've got a tram at about 5:30 in the morning once before. And like they say, they're great helping you to go out in the evenings as well. I don't know if anyone has anything else different they want to mention to that or anything like that. I think that's pretty much a standard question. Fab. So we'll move on to the next one. So yeah, trams are a great way to get around the city. Amazing. So, this is a good question. Thank you very much for asking. So, which are the popular nearby cities and towns to visit? So, I know Connor has mentioned a little bit about West Bridgford. I don't know if you want to kick us off, Connor, with a few of the places that you visited. I know you've been to quite a few different ones.
Yeah, definitely. I think West Bridgford in itself is fantastic and kind of is its own town, and there's loads to offer there. Obviously, Woolerton is really good near Woolerton Hall. There's loads of good kind of food and restaurants. But what's pretty really cool to mention as well in terms of kind of nearby cities and towns. So the Student Union put a number of tours on. So we do lots of trips and tours to kind of other cities in the Midlands. So kind of Birmingham, Sheffield, those sort of areas. Also, we'll do tours further afield. So kind of Liverpool, Oxford and Cambridge. And then also to kind of places like Fort Park, the Harry Potter Museum. So even if you're kind of thinking, how am I going to get there? Kind of you can sign up with the SU. We'll put on a coach. There'll be other students there. You can go places like York as well and visit. So kind of as well as the really nice places on your doorstep, like Woolerton, like West Bridgford, there's also places further afield you can go, all organised. All you need to do is make sure you get on the bus, get off the bus, enjoy yourself, and then get back on it at the end of the day, and you're sorted.
Yeah, it's so good to be able to see so much of around the kind of Midlands area, even though, like you say, she's only in Nottingham. And there's the transport connections in Nottingham are brilliant. Like you say, the train station can take you pretty much anywhere and makes it really easy to visit. And well, the NTU and NTSU put some trips as well, which just makes it a million times easier. Kyron, I know you mentioned a few bits about going to Woolerton and things like that. Is there any other places that you want to mention that's a bit outside the city centre that's popular cities and towns?
Yeah, so I'd probably say Sheffield, because obviously it's only a short train hop. And obviously they've got Meadowall there, so it's really great to obviously go there and do some shopping and things. But obviously in terms of local areas, so Newstead, as I said, with Newstead Abbey, that's got really nice walking routes and things. And also, what's Sherwood? Sherwood's really lovely, and obviously you've got Sherwood Forest where Robin Hood, the tree is the major oak, the tree that was supposedly around when Robin Hood was around. So that's really nice to walk around. They've got some really cute little independent cafes and bars there. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. There's some lovely places to explore, as you said.
Oh, just talk about it all day.
Honestly.
I feel like you've visited more places outside the city centre than I have, and I've been here. You're well travelled around. You could have just done this one. You could have done this panel. And Amy, I'll head to you just to finish us off about any other places that you have.
Yeah, I mean, recently I went to the Peak District as a little excursion at the weekend. It's so easy to get there. Like you say, the trains, you can go anywhere, so it's really easy. It's quite nice because you're not always then stuck in that bubble, because the city, it is very much student city, so it is nice to have these other places around just to kind of get back to reality sort of thing. So yeah, Peak District is lovely.
Oh yeah, it's so nice. Like talking about green spaces and nature earlier, but if it's really your thing to go on some like really long walks, and it really isn't far to go. As I say, your time at uni might go by very quick, and it turns out that you haven't had time to fit all these amazing things that we've spoken about today. But if anything's really jumped out at you, then make a note in your phone. Be like, right, yeah, I definitely want to do that when I'm at uni, and then you can start working your way around them. Or this YouTube video will be here all the time, so you can come back and watch them. It's not a problem at all. So we are going to move on to the last question. As I say, thank you very much to everyone who has submitted them. We're sorry if we haven't been able to get round to them, but if you do head to ntu.ac.uk/chat, our students and staff are on hand to answer questions all the time, but it might be about places in Nottingham, and yeah, it's just a really great way to get any questions you have answered. So we'll move on to the last question. So are there any good arcades around? So there's quite a few I can think of quite a few arcades in Nottingham that are about. Does anybody want to jump in and talk about one first?
There's one in the N2, isn't there? Meat Space, and that's like a VR one. I've been there before. That was quite cool because you have the little like VR headset on, and you're like in an immersive experience. So that was really cool. Yeah, so that's probably the only one I visited in Notts, but that was really good because it was really interactive, and you can play with your friends, do different like missions and things. It's quite fun.
That does sound cool. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. It's like next to the market upstairs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, very, very cool. Amy, do you have any arcades that you've been to? Any like gaming places that you've enjoyed?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's one in Corner House. I think there's an arcade, and then there's one that I always walk past as well. I think it's Neon Wolf, something like that.
Yeah,
there's a tattoo parlor as well. So if you want to do a 2-in-1, but they've got some really cool arcade games there. It's really cool.
It's very retro in Neon Wolf, isn't it? Like there's very they do like Pac-Man and whatever.
Yeah, all the retro ones. Yeah,
yeah, definitely. Connor, have you visited any great arcades around Nottingham?
Well, sadly, it did actually used to be the National Video Game Arcade. Used to actually be in Hockley up until a few years ago. That was really cool. It's now been replaced by a really good Vietnamese food place, Pho, I think it is.
So I know.
Don't really with food, but in that place there in Hockley. But I think Penny Lane's really the best place, just because they do kind of like a lunchtime deal that's really good. I find it's like £6, and you get like a sandwich, some chips, like a soft drink, and then you get some like 2 tokens as well to go and use the machine. And it's a really good place to go with mates, kind of chill out, have a laugh, and they do really good cocktails as well in the evening.
Definitely, Penny Lane is such a good vibe. Any night of the week, and you can play like hooker duck and what it's called? It's not hooker duck. Is it arcade games? Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of Pac-Man now, and I don't have it.
Yeah.
Like the basketball one and like the air hockey and stuff like that. So just loads of great like interactive ones, and then as Amy mentioned, the Corn House as well is what I can remember. But yeah, I think that's another great one if you're not bothered about going clubbing. There's loads of great places like that to spend your evening, and yeah, just have a good time with your friends. So yeah, so that was our last question. As I mentioned, thank you so much for submitting them. If we didn't have time, you can go to, I love it when it does this. I feel like I'm on the news. So at ntu.ac.uk/your offer. There's loads of information there about how to talk to our students, our upcoming lives, our previous lives, and yeah, just find out any of the information that you might need that we might not have got round to today. So thank you so much for the panel for joining me today. It's been a really nice hour talking about everything to do with Nottingham. It's nice to reminisce. It's nice. I think I've got a few things on my notes now that I'm going to go and try and visit over the next week. You've never heard Amy's like, I've got 3 weeks left to graduate.
Yes.
5 different things to visit. So yeah, thank you you very much for joining me, guys. Thanks very much to the audience for coming along this evening. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you very, very soon. See you later. Bye.